Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today I wanted to go over a simple trading strategy where you can use Alertatron to um, basically create signals and have those signals come in from TradingView and trigger your bot to buy or sell. This is going to be a simple trading bot using the ATR buy and sell strategy here. So we're going to use it on the 1 hour time frame. So as you can see here, it would have bought here, sold here, and we would have been in a sell since like 59,000. So this would have been a great indicator to kind of have these swing plays. Problem with this strategy sometimes would be when it gets chopped. So like right here, you can see buying and selling. It doesn't buy the exact bottoms and sell the exact tops, but it kind of, it still profits. But sometimes when there's multiple indicators, it'll get kind of chopped up in here. So without further ado, let's go through the steps of setting this up. So first you're going to go to alertatron.com and sign up for an account. You're actually going to want to sign up for a pro account. So I'm just going to go in here to my account and just kind of show you under billing. You'll want to make sure it's a pro trader account because then it gives you access to the automated trading and the, where is it? I believe it's for the trading groups tab, because the reason we want to have these trading groups tab available to us from the pro trader account is because it allows us to kind of set our signals up to allow variables to be input into the signals. So you don't have to create multiple different signals. You can just have one with variables set, and then you can have your alerts coming in from TradingView, and it kind of replaces the variable with whatever you put in the signal. I'll show you that later. So first, what you're going to do once you sign up and purchase a pro account, I believe it's $50 a month. You will come in here and you'll create a new trading group. So you can just give it a name. So we'll just call this test group. And then you want to select what exchange you're going to be trading on. So if you want to create some test accounts to test the trading strategy, you can do that here. But for this demo, we're going to use Bybit. And then I'm going to create the trading group. Okay, so now that we have this connected, what we're going to have to do next is connect an API string. So we'll go to our clients tab here, and we will click Add Client, and we'll call this Crypto Tester. Okay, and then we will click Add Client. Now, say if you were trying to set up some kind of like copy trader system, you would send this to them and they could input the API keys themselves. But for us, we're just using this for us. So now you're going to have to set up your API key. If you don't know how to do that, you can come in here. Let's see where it's at. I just want to show you an example. Yeah, you can come in here. We're already there. You can click API key for Bybit, and then this will give you. I'll put this link in the video, but this will kind of explain how to set that up. So I am going to set that up here. Actually, I can drag this over and we can just do it together. Okay, so this is my test Bybit account. So what we'll do now is open up the API settings, and then we will create a new key. We'll give it a name. So this one we'll call Bybit Tester. And then if you want to lock it down via your, if you know your IP address, your public IP address at home doesn't change. I know mine's on DHCP on that end, so it changes regularly from my internet service provider. So I just kind of leave that open, and then you'll type in your 2FA, confirm. Oh, yeah, we have to select what we want it to do. So we want it to be able to read and open positions. So let's do that. Successfully added. So here's my secret. So we'll copy that, paste that there, copy that, paste that there. We'll update the API keys, and then this just takes a minute to validate to make sure that I can write over this API connection. Boom, there we go. Okay, so now that we have our client added via API, we just connected the API for this client. We're going to have to do two things. One is give it a subscription credit. So you'll select here 1 month credit. We'll do update subscription. It should say active, and then it'll activate that API key to be able to trade on this trading group. And then right now it's the trading status is disabled. We would have to click resume. And now you can see we have the green dot. Everything's good to go. Good, active. If you click here and you try to add the subscription and nothing happens, it's because you have to purchase subscription credits. So I think the minimum amount you can do is 5, so it's $50. So you'd be able to trade for 5 months with $50. So that's, you know, that's relatively cheap, $10 a month to make these trades. So let's refresh this. It should be green, good. All right, so now we have our trading group set up. We have our client connected via API to the Bybit exchange. I think we have some funds available to trade with. Yeah, so there's $39 here for us to test with. All right, so now the next thing we need to do is set up our signals. Now there's a ton of things that you can do with this, but for this demo, we're going to be setting up just very simple, a buy and a sell on the ATR. Okay, so I wanted to go over the indicator with you real quick to kind of explain one of the changes that I had to make. So there's an alertable condition, and when you first get it, it looks like this. Okay, so this is the one, it's I think it's ATR_SM, but if you click here and you type in DYSRUPT, disrupt, so it says buy disrupt, this is the indicator here, ATR smooth buy sell version. So you'd click that, it would add it here. Now the problem with this is when you click to add the alert and you go here, I mean, it says buy, sell. This is it actually does the opposite. So like the sell one buys and the buy one sells, and these two do nothing. So what you have to do is click here to get the code, and then you have to click here, click make a copy, and then you just type whatever you want here, and you click save, and then now the code will open up, right? So then you can make the changes needed. So what you need to do is come down, and right here you see all these alertable conditions. So what you would do is you would delete the first two, okay? And then change this to buy. Trust me, this is how you have to set it if you want to use this to trade with. And then change this one to sell, okay? And then you'll click save. And then you would click add to chart. Now delete the old one. Now you have the new one, and you can double check that by, you know, clicking the code again, and then obviously you can see that it says ATR tester, which is what we named it. Now, when you try to create an alert, and you select that one, there's just the buy and the sell. I don't know, I didn't see the ATR, but yeah, it's just these would be the two. So when you would click, so we can actually test this out. Let me do, you probably won't have these, I'm just doing this for testing. So let's do it on the 1 second. So if we created a quick one to test, so whenever the buy, oh there we go. So yeah, whenever the buy comes up, I just wanted to trigger just to show you. And then whenever the sell comes up, sell only once. Okay. There we go. So you can see with the changes we made, when the sell popped on, the alert popped off for selling, and then it just removed it. And then boom, the buy just popped on, and it just removed it from here because I only had it to trigger once. So I think I have this filtered for active, yeah. So yeah, so you can see that that works with those changes we made in the code to where you can sell ATR sells and then buy ATR buys. Okay, so next what we're gonna have to do is create our signal to get triggered from TradingView. So when the sell pops up or when the buy pops up, what do we want the bot to do? Okay, and there's a lot of things that it can do. So what you would do is click trading groups and click running a trading group, okay? So that'll open up kind of all the documentation of how this bot works, the commands that it's able to utilize. I mean, there's a ton of them here, so you kind of have to go through these. I don't have time to go through every single one, so we're just going to do something simple. The first thing you're going to want to do is, for instance, I like to trade on cross. So it basically utilizes the whole account because it's just a swing bot that uses the funds in the account over leverage. I don't like to do isolated because it'll get wicked out and it'll kill your positions. But I mean, there's a risk and take for doing it either way. So we use Bybit here. So what we want to do is just create a simple market order. Okay, so if I come in here, just go to the very bottom, you'll see the examples of the codes. So what it's going to want to do is, the cool thing about using a trading group is it'll input this first API key for you automatically. You just have to get the symbol. You just have to get the symbol that you need for that specific account or the coin that you're trading. So right here, this is a simple buy. So it's going to market buy 1,000 contracts. Okay, but we actually want to do, say, a specific percentage. Like for instance, you can do your available balance. And I like to do this just because it's relative to your account. And it always, it moves and builds with the account. So as your account gets bigger, your order sizes will get bigger. Or if you're losing, as your account gets smaller, your order sizes will get smaller. So it's relative to the balance of the account. So for instance, let's create, well, first we have to click our exchange setting to show you, we wanted to use cross leverage. So for instance, we'll create exchange settings. We can actually just copy this. We'll come in here. Now we actually want to use, let's see, average equal cross. Let's just go to that. We'll just delete what's in here. And then we can even put a comment in here so we know what's happening. So set cross leverage. Okay, so now we also want to place a market order. So we can go back. We can look at the example here. So we can do market right here, go back here. And then we can make a comment as well. So we will do this. And we will say set market buy. And then we can put a variable in here. Now, I explained this earlier, why you'd want to use a variable. And say you have different time frames you're wanting to trade this on. You don't necessarily want to create a signal for each one. So this, we can use the 2 curly brackets, and then we would just put amount, and then close curly brackets. You could do the same thing here with the side, okay? So you can do curly brackets, we can do side, curly brackets. Okay, so now that's set. But for this specific example, we're trying to swing trade, right? So we want to, when a new signal pops off, we want it to close the original signal and then reopen a new signal, right? So what we'd have to do is put in a close here. Now, if we come back here and we want to look, I believe if we go to common examples, let's scroll down and see if we can find it. Yeah, so market position 0, it basically kills the position. It basically says, hey, market closed the position. So we want to use that in this signal here. Okay, so we'll put a comment, say close position. Okay. And then we can also let it wait a second. So if we want to come in here and you look at the wait commands, it basically says wait a certain duration until to allow the previous bot signal to complete. So we'll come here, we'll do a wait. We'll actually place it here. So we'll let that happen. And we'll put the wait right before the buy. Okay? And we'll just do this like 3 seconds. All right, so now what's going to happen is, say the buy triggers, it's going to close any position that's open, then it's going to set the leverage to cross, and then it's going to wait 3 seconds, and then it's going to buy whatever sided amount. You'll see where we put those variables. It'll be determined based on the signal sent to Alertatron. Okay, so now it looks like I think we're missing one more thing. So I think we want to cancel all orders as well. Just in case you have any orders that get opened up along the way, you want to start fresh every time you have a new signal that buys or sells. So what you would do is you would do a cancel which all. So actually we could probably just copy all this. So cancel which all cancels all open orders, and the market position kills the open position. Okay, so we would come here, and we'll just paste this here. Okay, and then we'll say close position, close open orders. All right, so now, well, this is all set. So what we'll do is highlight all that, copy it. We're going to go back to our test group. If you ever forget how to get back here, just click Trading Groups and click on your group. Okay, and then this is the, oh yeah, see right here it's saying we need to add a signal, and that's what we're doing. So we will go to Signals. We will click Add Signal, and then we're going to name this signal. So we will call this ATR. We'll say ATR strategy. Okay. Actually, if you want to make it look nice, just do ATR_strat. And then for the symbol of this market, we will go back here. Normally, you can find the signals here at the top. So like this is going to be BTC USD. I believe that's what we have. We have Bitcoin in this account, so this is where we're going to trade. So we're going to use BTC USD. Okay. So BTC USD. As you can see, it input both of these for us. It input the exchange we're trading on, and it's inputting the coin or the tracker, and then we're going to just paste in our code here. Okay. And then once our code's put in, we will click Add New Signal, and there it is, ATR strat. And as you can see here, this is when the script gets called upon through the API call or the webhook. It'll activate this code, and then this is what we need to put in TradingView. So now let's set up our signal to be sent from TradingView. Okay, so what we're going to do is go back to TradingView, and we're going to go to our time frame, 1 hour. And it looks like, let's see. Okay, so I think I had this at 7 before, and that's why it wasn't. Yeah, I think I had this at 7. And these are like long swings, right? 21 would just be a little more choppy, but see, 7 would have been short from here. And this is what I want. Like, you're going to lose a lot of little trades, but then you're going to catch these really big ones, right? So now that we have our indicator set and our time frame set, we're going to place the alert. So all we want to do is make sure you select the one that we edited, right? The one that we made the changes to. So this is going to say buy, and we're going to do once per bar close. So basically we don't, because these things will trigger a bunch if you just have it on once per bar, but then they disappear, right? They don't get painted to the chart. So once it's painted to the chart, by you can confirm that by doing once per bar close. We can do ATR, you just name it whatever here. And then this is where we're going to post, I'm sorry. Yeah, so let's go back. So you're going to have to post this. So highlight all of this. As you can see, it says this is what you're going to put to signal. Copy. And then you're going to place that here. Paste. Now you're going to make these changes. So this is either going to be a buy or a sell on the side. So obviously it's a buy, so we're going to type buy. And this is what I was telling you, is you can make the changes or the variables change based on what you want the signal to do. So we can use this exact same signal as a cell. Instead of having two different ones and having cell hard-coded in the signal itself, you can put the variable in there and then use it for whatever strategy. And then same with the amount size, right? So say you want to test the strategy, you can make the amount size small, and then you realize it's working very well. You can make it bigger down the road. And you can also interchange, remember, the different types of positions. So if we come back here, you look at the amounts, right? You can either do a specific contract size. So if you want to do one whole Bitcoin, you could do it that way. If you want to just do the balance of your, or you can just do a specific percentage of equity. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. And then by having the variable, you can always change it without having to come back and edit the code itself, right? Instead of coming here and clicking edit and then making the change hard-coded, you just have these variables here that you can just change from the alert itself. Okay, so for us, I'll just do, say, I think we have only 40 bucks in there, so we're just going to do 100% of the balance. So it'll make a $100 or I'm sorry, $40 trade because it's using 100% of the whole balance. And then it's going to go to our test group, which is what we created. The hashtag test group tells, so this signal is the alert that's going to trigger, and then this is the trading group that it's going to trigger from. Because you can make multiple different ones, right? If you have different strategies, you can create different strategies with different signals, and you can call upon them from TradingView's indicators with these tags. All right, so it looks like everything's good here. So then I would click create. And then we'll do the same thing for the cell. Okay, so we'll go here. Make sure you select the proper one. Once proper close. And this would be ATR cell. And then we would paste this in here. And then we would switch this to cell and switch this to 100% base. And I just realized something. We're missing one very important step. And that step is pasting in your Alertatron webhook. Okay, so what you would this normally is unchecked. What you would do is check it, and then to get this webhook, you would go back to your Alertatron, and you would click on incoming alerts. I'm not going to click mine because I really don't want to blur it out and have to edit it. So you would find it there. Once you click incoming alerts, it literally shows up and says, this is important. Don't show this to anybody. Just copy this and paste that, and you'll see it. You cannot miss it. So yeah, just click here, click incoming alerts, and then that's where you'll find the link to paste here. Now, once you paste it here, that basically tells TradingView where to send the webhook signal to, or the API post to. Okay. So now we're set. So next time this cell signal triggers, what it does is it comes here and it'll execute this code. And then as you can see here, it'll input the buy or sell and the amount that we indicated in the alert. So we can go ahead and test this. Give me 1 second. Okay, so now we're ready to test this. So obviously we don't have all day to wait for these to trigger on the charts themselves, right? So we want to make sure that when they do trigger, they work. So one way to do that is Alertatron's allowed you to test using their saved and manual alerts. You click alerts, saved and manual alerts, and then this is where you would place the message, right? So let's go back here. Let's do a buy first. Okay, just copy the message. This is just basic. We're basically automating this to trigger instantly. So we don't have to wait for it to get triggered on TradingView. So as you can see, it's going to send an alert message. It's going to send to this signal, to this test group, and then these are the variables that we put in there. So as you can see, if we come here, I have no positions open right now on Bybit. So I'm going to minimize this. We will send the alert. This is going to buy 100% base. So let's open this up. So I have roughly $39. So it should open up a buy here in a minute. Let's see. Give it a second. Hold on. Let me make sure everything. Here should buy 100% base. There it is. Okay, so it just takes a second, I guess, because we had that wait function in there. So now you can see we have 100% base, which is $39. These are contracts, right? So 39. And now that pretty much so we pretty much know it works now from the buy. But now let's swap it, right? Let's say now the sell signal kicks on. So let's just change this to sell. So remember, in our code, we have it kill the initial open position, and then it should put a $100 or 100% base order in. So now when I click this, this can't kill. So let's give it a second. We'll just watch it. So this should kill this position. I think it's just lagging right now because of my VPN, but we'll see. And once this kills, it should close this position. It should cancel any open orders, and then put in a 39 contract short. I feel like it's lagging because of the VPN. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it just takes a while. Jeez, normally it's a lot quicker, but I think it's actually working on the back end faster than this. I think it just seems a little laggy on the UI. So yeah, now it should place a $39 short. Double check it here. And there it is. Okay, so now we know the code works, so now we could actually we could let this run, and as long as you're paying your subscription fees on Alertatron and making sure your subscription's up to date, this thing can run forever. And every time on the hourly, every time it'll catch these big moves, right? Sell to buy, and then like right here, it kind of could get choppy. I mean, these still look like they profited, but yeah, you could just let this run and go enjoy your summer. Yeah, this is just one of the many indicators. You could do this with tons of things, right? I'm just kind of giving you the tools to allow and show you how you can accomplish automation based on the indicators through TradingView, Alertatron, and then whatever exchange you want that Alertatron will support. So now, one other thing I wanted to show you is, okay, say something went wrong, right? Say you clicked send alert and nothing happened. What could you do? Now, to troubleshoot this, you would want to go to your trading group, click on the client, and then you would just go to this thing called logs, okay? So when you click on the logs, this is your bot, right? This is the bot that's running, and then you can read the actual data that's coming in, and you can see some similar things that we coded, right? So this says canceling the orders, boom, it canceled them all. And then this says, okay, what position size? We want this to go to 0. It's at 39. We want to change it, change it by 39 to make it to 0. Boom, that kills the open position. Then, I mean, this happened really quick. I guess just the UI took forever to refresh. And then we want to set our leverage cross. We want to wait 3 seconds. We waited 3 seconds. So like this is just kind of a log, so you can just see what went wrong, especially when you're getting, because you can get really complex here. Where is it? Yeah, all of these examples, you can set up trailing on your orders. You can set up all kinds of continuation logic checks. So you could say, okay, if the position's in profit, do this, or if the position's in loss, do that. If it's short or long, just to make sure that you don't open or close specific positions if they're in profit or if they're long or short. I mean, there's so many things you can do here. And being able to come in here and check the logs is it's a must when you're dealing with creating bots. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So now this is how you would create a simple bot to buy and sell on the ATR signals. Yeah, and if you have any questions, you can ask them in the YouTube channel. And I hope this helps you guys automate your trading strategies. Have a great day.